Hello everybody, this is John here, aka Professor Bubbles, and once again, welcome to my laboratory. In today's topic, I'd like to have a good discussion about the big three grading companies in terms of card grading companies, meaning PSA, Beckett, and CGC. There are minor companies that I'm not mentioning, but the reason being is because these are normally the big three that people talk about in terms of which ones they believe is better than the other. But I want to give a little bit of background to facts, more towards opinions of how people see these three companies. So we have to go back to October with Logan Paul and Pokémon. When that event happened, the surge of values of cards that everybody saw, and what was it, $3,000 Squirtle and Bulbasaur, which was not the facts, but again, he had such a huge fan base that the surge of Pokemon and the anniversary of Pokemon coming up just made it apparel that everybody had to get back into Pokemon by. Well, that surge caused a lot of prices to go up. And what happens with that? Some people decided we're going to go ahead and get cards graded. Well, PSA was a known company at the time that a lot of people were saying cards in. So the surge happened. And around October, November, December, PSA got swarmed. And I'm talking swarmed with cards. I'm not saying Beckett did not either. Beckett did see a huge increase, but PSA is the one that got the swarm of it. And I believe during November, December time is when CGC made the announcement that they are actually grading cards. Because you gotta know that CGC was known for comic book grading, but now they're getting into the card game because they also saw the surge that was about to happen. So, expand their horizon. So, give props to CGC to oversee that forecast. As we move on to time and we get further into January, February, March of this year, PSA got slammed so badly with the cards, and not just Pokemon. It goes Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Dragon Ball. We could go into the baseball cards, football cards, NFL cards. Any collectible card game just got a huge increase in surge towards getting their cards graded and try to get more bang for the buck for each card being sent in the process. Well, during the January, February, March time, PSA was also making an announcement that with new ownership, they not only purchased a new warehouse, I believe it was like 24,000 square foot warehouse to the property to help incorporate the prediction of the surge of the rising of the card submissions. But they also, I think, were incorporating hiring over 800 new employees and being trained them. So I give the credit to PSA to try to increase during the time of the surge. I mean, they tried to predict during that time. I believe Beckett also made an announcement at one point that they were trying to increase their employees, and so was CGC. I think the only problem with CGC at this time is that it's such a small company compared to Beckett's and PSA that they are the top three. I don't think they realize how much load of the card factor was going to come into them as well. Well, PSA had to make a choice, and during March, because of the high demand, they decided that because they're trying to increase in their technology, which they decided to double the price on all their services, even their economy. So everything went from 10 to 20, 50 to 100, 100 to 200. So all the prices of PSA just skyrocketed. And people started complaining about PSA doing that kind of stuff. And so the big problem people saw there is that, well, if my card's not going to be able to make it back in time, I might as well send them to Beckett and CGC because they're still grading. Well, that's when in about March and April that PSA decided to close their gates so they could play backlog game to play catch up. But they're also trying to reinvent the wheel again by incorporating this new scan company that hopefully in the near future will speed up the grading process. And since they're the only ones of the three big companies that are doing it, if it pans out well for them, then not only that they're going to get through hopefully all this backlog they have, but any new service that comes in will actually have a faster speeding process. So when the gates closed, Beckett and CGC came into play, and they took on a lot of those people. But the problem is that, like PSA, Beckett, known for their subgrade cards, that's what that made them distinctly different from PSA, and also their black label cards they get. They had no choice but to increase their prices because of the sudden surge of what was going on in demand. And even their economy no subgrades were $20 in the. If you want to have economy cards sent in for bulk, that was going to cost you $35 a card for their services. And so the prediction that I thought was at one point was, once soon as PSA increased their costs, making it almost like the flagship, what's going to be the new standard, Beckett and CGC start following suit. Now, CGC is a little cheaper than the 3, offering at $15, but if you want the subgrade, and that's what they're also trying to be known for, it's going to cost you $10 more, to $25. So now you got this really unique scale of PSA being $20, and CGC is cheaper, but CGC is known for is with their subgrades, just like Beckett. So if you're going to go through CGC, you're going to want to pay for the subgrade. So really, in fact, PSA is still the cheaper of the 3 brands. And that goes for Beckett also. Why would you want to go for Beckett and go for a non-subgrade? Because that's what Beckett's known for, is for the subgrades. So you're going to pay a little more for both of those companies for what their premium was at one point. And PSA is still a cheaper price. Now, I'm not saying PSA is better. I'm just talking about the more bang for your buck. There's a lot of people who send cards in for return investment, and there are people out there who actually send their cards in because they want to preserve what they have for their collection, and that's great too. Whatever your reason is, power to you. Overall, I just wanted to make a discussion to let you guys be informed of what I believe is happening right now. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% accurate, but I do believe that, like how most companies do, PSA is showing everybody that not only that they expanded their building infrastructure, they expanded their employees and getting them trained right away, but they're also just acquired a new scan technology company that hopefully, when they acquire into their system and show their labor force in terms of the grade submission process, that might speed up grade submissions. Now, it's not all going to be robotic. I'm sure at the end they'll have a human that checks the machine, but the process of doing the grading and speeding the process up will help out with that. Overall, again, I'm not trying to say PSA is better than Beckett or Beckett is better than PSA. I think, or even CGC is better than any of the other two. But I would say that overall, each company does have their charm, and I think that PSA will still hold the flagship, just because of the fact that most of the hardcore collectors over the years who use grading processes only use PSA for a long period of time. They have the pop report to kind of prove that. I know Beckett and CGC is trying to create their own version of their reports. But overall, no matter which company you go with, always make sure you're going with the company that is going to be suitable for you. If you're just trying to get your cards graded to keep them sealed and not caring about subgrades, well, CGC will be the cheapest one. But if you go with their subgrades, then it's going to be PSA. It's going to be the cheapest of the 3. Beckett is still tied with them, but again, I'm not saying anything negative to Beckett, but Beckett's known for the subgrade category. So for them to say, we're going to charge the same price as PSA, and PSA is already offering you their standard price because that's their standard quality, you almost have to pay premium to get that what should be a lowest service quantity, or should be a guaranteed service of subgrades. But you guys let me know what you guys think about that product. I'm not trying to bash on either one of these companies. Each one has their strengths and weaknesses. But overall, I just want to create a conversation with everybody here. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave comments. I'd like to see what you guys have to say about this subject. But until then, I hope you guys are well informed. And until next time.